return of Post to Post. This is the here and now Mike Promo Judge, creator of the Promo Order, creator of all
Too early.
And the only problem with this show today is I don't get to talk about Raw for the next hour, so I don't get time.
Yes, you just get to talk about people cutting promos.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get it up a little bit earlier than usual.
And the man who certainly has his work cut out next week, El Jefe, Moses Marquez.
It's frio. It's frio out here in San Diego. No, I'm just kidding. No, legit though, I'm like sitting in my kitchen right now with a hoodie on. But top of the morning.
like I said, top of the morning, afternoon, evening.
I kind of wish it was evening. It would be a lot warmer.
Oh, it's freaking hot here for some reason. Ugh. And finally, we are also joined by the current reigning promo champion on day 219. She is the one and only Demoness.
Hello, mortals.
It's been a long time since we've heard that.
How apropos you said it's hot, because then you introduce Nicola and you said it's hot. You know it's hot where she is all day, every day, man.
It's always hot where I am, trust me.
You've, obviously as a champion, you've been able to just sit back and enjoy this whole tournament.
We have liked watching each and every one of them. We have a very talented cast, without a doubt.
Yeah,
very talented.
It's been a good year for tournaments, actually. Kingdom Mike went very well as well. Okay, so let's go to Travis first, because Promo Series 5 is the first special event since last year's Trivia Takeover, which is actually when you kind of joined this inner circle of ours, that you haven't had a bout scheduled, so sorry to remind you. But the Demoness, of course, retained her title against you, so you couldn't enter the Promo Bowl, and you've been able as well to sit back and observe these proceedings.
Oh man, I've been enjoying it. It's kind of weird not cutting a promo like almost every week like I was at the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah, you were calling everybody out in the league.
Yeah, so
it was like an endless record, bless you. You'd start 1 minute, I'd be sitting there and go, I wonder if he's going to be on this week or not. Who's he calling out this week?
And then there was one week where Phoenix had 2 bouts on the same episode or something on the same week.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike, have you got any questions for Travis?
Really, all I'll say about Travis is I think he's had a very good year as well, just starting out the year as promo champion and just being around. That was actually going to be mine. You stole it from me, because last year, promo series, it was myself and him promo championship. In a year's time, he, like Moses, he, like Nicola, have really come into their own. So I'm just going to say to you, Mr. Travis the Walker Anderson, you also got a bout coming up very, very soon with Daniel Crimmins on the Maxi. So we're going to be seeing you and Dan do the damn thing with 3 stipulations. How you feel going into that, man?
It's kind of weird going up against Dan. I've never faced him. But hell, he said he wanted a fight, so I'll give him a fight. It's kind of weird just being on the sidelines, but at the same time, I've been enjoying the living hell out of the entire tournament. It's going to be fun next week for sure, though.
I think what's great about it too is you were saying, enjoying the tournament. I myself, being the judge, it's one of those things that's very, very cool. And I got to say, one of the people that you'll hear from in this show, Moneymaker Chris Durham, a fellow podcast machine in his own right, as we talk NXT with Miss Keita Hubbard, does his own thing podcasting-wise and with the cash-in. He has simply made a splash coming into this whole deal. I mean, he had that promo against Ronald Hill. He did a great job. He did a great job against the Phoenix, and now he finds himself in the promo championship bout in the Fatal 4-Way, and possibly, and I'll be honest with you, probably the only person who has his promo in already on time. So I think a lot of people need to beware and look out for the Moneymaker, man. He has made a splash.
Yeah, this guy, his last match, the last promo he did was just awesome. It was original, it was different, and that's something I know that we've all been wanting to see, is something original, something different, something that we haven't seen before. And he's definitely made that splash that you said.
Yep.
There aren't many people that have come into a tournament and then ended up in the final the first time out. Mike, you're one of them.
I think he's the only guy. He's the only guy that's in the tournament that I've not been up against, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, Aleksandr kind of interrupted your promo, but that was a little bit different. But yeah, I think he is the only one. Did you face Chris Maldonado?
If I could hiss at him.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, Travis faced Chris Maldonado last year.
I turned the hat sideways in the promo comment.
Now I remember. Who are you hissing at, Demoness?
Aleksandr.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, you're going to get the chance to face him next week.
Yes.
We're excited about that.
We get a preview on Post to Post here with Moses and Travis in today's bout, which is going to be very interesting.
Yes, it is very interesting. I've seen it already. So, on to the Demoness. Mike, what questions do you have for our champion? Day 219.
All right, Miss Demoness, come to caress, take your soul, put you in a hole. You've been the champion since Promomania, defeating Mr. Travis the Walker Anderson. We've seen you go against this year. My goodness, we've seen you go against Corey. We've seen you go against Robert Davis. We've seen you go against Chef, Travis, and Moses. You've had a little bit of a series, but since 2020, you have been doing the damn thing, leading to your promo championship reign over 200-plus days. Just first and foremost, how you feeling after all these promos that you've done? Everything's been different. We've seen a lot of locations that have been different. We've seen fire. We've seen a whole lot from the Demoness in her 1 year's time doing promos. So how are you feeling just going into this as the champ, Fatal 4-Way?
During lockdown as well.
During lockdown, yes.
I know. This time it's been a little bit harder, but I've always got something up our sleeves, so there's always an idea. But I'm excited for this one because this is different. Normally it's obviously one-on-one, so it's been me or Moses, me or Travis, me or Robert. So now it's three of them. I'm very focused on it. So yeah, I am very excited. Looking forward to, like you said, putting people in holes and taking souls and asking no questions. So, it's all good.
I think there's only one downside to the Demoness being promo champion.
What's that?
That we haven't had that many Demoness promos because she hasn't been in any tournaments.
This is true.
Yeah, true. There's always next year, though.
Well, I got to say, she did do a great job last year in the promo climax, which led to where we are now with her as champion. But also, this brings me into what I got to ask you, Demoness, because as of right now in this Fatal 4-Way, you have a familiar foe in King Mo. He's a bro. And then you got Moneymaker Chris Durham, and you got Aleksandr Rowen, two people who you have not faced. What do you think? I know we got a little idea of how you felt about Aleksandr with that hiss and the whole nine there. So I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on the Moneymaker?
I like what he does. I've liked all of his promos. So he's someone that, I don't know, he's got something hidden. I think he's going to show something very different for this one. He's going to bring it out of the box a bit more. Aleksandr, well, yeah, I'm just going to give him shit, basically. And just give him hell for hacking my promo and for being a cocky-ass bastard, basically.
Hashtag cocky-ass bastard. Nice.
Yeah,
that's going on a T-shirt.
Hey, Christian was the LB. He was the creepy little bastard. Now Aleksandr's the cocky-ass bastard. All right.
We'll go with that.
Okay. Well, since you just...
And obviously,
You got
With
Moses
Moses
here
as
again.
well.
Go ahead. This is
Yes.
the third time y'all are going to be in a bout together. So go ahead, comment on the broski here.
He's awesome. He knows he is, and I'm looking forward to going against it because every time we've gone against each other, there's been something different from both sides. So, and we're always even. So yeah.
I want to know, out of the people that
Yep.
didn't win the tournament, those being Daniel Crimmins, Chris Maldonado, Teddy P, Phoenix, Ronald, Mike Jolly, and of course you're no stranger to Cypher, which of those would you have liked to face in the final?
Phoenix.
That would be a first time.
I see, this is exactly
Demon versus
why we have to
Demoness.
have the champion in the
Exactly.
bowl in all these tournaments. So that way, heaven forbid she loses to anybody, it set up like a backup title match, like the G1.
Obviously it was very different for you last year, Mike. You were in the climax, but the champion wasn't in the PromoBowl.
This is true. I got to say this from my time as champ last year, doing the promo climax. It had its ups and downs, if you will, but I got to say, as that time, that was fun. You know what I'm saying? All of these have really been fun, even if they, what, go ahead.
There was no problems in Group A.
Well, I was getting to that. All right, since you just want to put it out there like that. Yes, there were no problems in Group A, but all around it was fun to go against each and everybody I went to. And also the series with Travis has been awesome. And I also did enjoy that.
With the promo climax last year,
yes,
we called B block the boom block. So it's just not the boom
Lived
that
up
we were
to its
hoping.
name, for sure.
Yeah, definitely was not the boom. Definitely not the boom.
No, it was because it imploded.
We said boom, we didn't expect nuclear.
There you go.
Yeah.
Waiting to go off.
No, if things had gone smoother, Group B would have been awesome to witness, but of course we can't have nice things. Well, we can now.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, also, you're missing.
Back then we couldn't have nice.
Yes.
Well, you're also missing a lot out of the two people that are on this call. Obviously, with Travis doing his thing with him and I that we did last year promo series, him killing in that. But we also saw Moses, rejuvenate himself with the Crippler. We got the debut of Nikola against little bitty pretty one Zach Herring, and you know what I'm saying. She's come a long way since then.
Thank you.
Prettiest man there is.
I missed the pretty one.
It was
I really
so good
did.
with his cameo at TakeOver.
Yes, it was.
Okay, over to Moses. This will be your fourth attempt in a year of going after the promo title. But you've consistently produced creative promos, so this is kind of a two-part question. Part one, how would you respond to anybody thinking you've had enough chances? And B, what will be different for you this time other than the other two challengers?
Well, first off, for anybody who's thinking I'm pulling the Randy Orton, I got too many chances. I don't give a damn. Okay, it's the story, bud. Okay, first off, if I wanted to be cocky, I'll just say right off the bat, I guess I'm just that damn good. Otherwise, I'd lose to everybody. But I'm not losing to everybody. I've learned to adapt, work my way around different, I guess, opponents, regardless of who they are. Like even when I had Ronald Hill last year, like that was an obstacle, brand new guys. Like going up against Rowen was brand new guys I don't know, so it's that's helping sharpen my blade, if you will. I haven't forgot about Nikola. This is number 3. I lost to Travis the first time, 2 against her, but it's like third time's the charm on this one. I know that's like the most cliche thing I could ever say, but I'm gonna say it. Well, because the fact is every single time I've shown up, I've brought something new. I won't leave that out to be a mystery. You're going to get something new. What? I don't know. When it blows your mind, you can tell me about it later. But I always bring something new.
Yes.
And even though they may have something I can't prepare for, nothing you can do can prepare for what curveball I'm going to throw.
So there's no denying you've earned every spot. I mean, Travis chose you as his challenger, then PromoMania. But what happened at PromoMania? How did you get that spot?
He faced Phoenix for the knowledge title.
Yeah, I mean the promo title. Oh, that was Travis. That was Travis. Then Trivia Takeover, you were first in the promo league. Then we came to Promo Slam. You won the King of the Mic. Obviously, that got you the spot, and this time you've won the PromoBowl. So you've earned every opportunity.
That's right. I've scratched and clawed my way through everybody, whether they want to believe it or not. Whether some people may want to say I was handed it to or not. I don't see I see very little people. Let me reframe that. I see very little people on my level of creativity.
And it may be different this time, of course. We got the scoring system.
That's true.
Mm.
But if you've noticed, so far it's played in my favor.
Yes. Creativity is always up in the 9s or the 10.
Yep.
That is my one ace.
I'll be judged like that, I think.
It is the first time you'll be judged on points, yes.
Yeah, that's going to be different, but I'm excited.
Being a championship match, obviously, I think Mike, Robert, and I will also have kind of final thoughts, not just on the points. It'll be kind of a discussion as well.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we get to. Well, that's the thing. It's kind of like last year when Travis, myself, Robert Davis, and the other guy we had that fatal four for the promo.
That one dude.
Yeah, that one dude. That for the promo title. We pretty much.
I'm about to say. I was like, don't say his name too loud. He may appear. Beetlejuice. So we had.
Hey, that's nothing.
Nice fucking model.
Beetlejuice.
So, as I was saying, first, second, third. That's okay. First, second, third, and fourth. We get to decide who comes in each place, and we also get to have a discussion. So yes, you're correct.
It's going to be a rat race.
Mm-hmm. That's a great movie, by the way. It's a great movie. Love that movie.
It is.
That's something for the Netflix man. Rat race. I like your style.
That is legendary.
So, Mike, anything to add to... Sorry. Mike, anything to add to Moses?
Sure. I mean, Moses, I got to say, man, you got that swag, got that cockiness about you. I mean, some would say you might be acting like a dingus, but hey, man, it's just you just doing what you do going into these Promo Championship bouts. Adds a little something to your character, man. You got that swag, you got that cockiness. So I got to say, man, from a man who was where he was at King of the Mic last year and then doing his thing in the promo climax, and now you're up in your ante to when you have to go against, the promo champion and yours truly at Promo Mania. So I just got to say, man, it's working in your favor. Now I got to ask you, because around this time last year, we all wanted to kick your ass because you wanted to retire, which is not what we wanted you to do. But this year, you're going into it for the fourth time with the Promo Championship. Will 4 times be a charm, or will 4 times be a crowd? So let's see how you do, man. I just wanted to add that little...
I got my ass kicked for wanting to retire as well.
Hey, yeah, man.
Hey, there you go.
That is true.
You did.
but understand that, yes, that whole thing happened, and we've seen the outcome because of that. You guys didn't let me quit.
True.
And now look what you have to do. You have to deal with me main eventing every goddamn show.
You know what's interesting, by the way? When we told him to quit, what happened 2 years? Oh, not 2 years. What happened 2 months later after he quit? After he was going to quit? Remember what happened?
I can barely remember what I did yesterday, but...
All right, I'll tell you what happened. That was in November of last year. 2 months later, you won the Knowledge title.
Bam.
Yeah,
I just want to keep it moving.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I want to go to Travis because, like we said, you've had the chance to sit on the outside. Now, we know Chris and Aleksandr aren't with us, but we do have the champion and one of the challengers. So, Travis, what questions do you have for the two of them?
Oh, Lord.
If any.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, like, what kind of strategy, it goes straight to both of you, what kind of strategies do you have going into the Fatal 4-Way?
Go ahead, champ.
You go first. Okay.
I'll go first now.
Okay.
I was going to say best for last.
So sweet of him.
We're breaking the wrestling tradition of challenger first.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, are you sure you're... Oh, that's very sweet of you, Moses. What am I thinking going into this? Obviously, I've got to think of new things to say. That's one thing that I'm focusing on right now. I'm making sure I don't, go repeat myself as I am. But then again, I am a demon, so we do repeat ourselves a lot. But I've been really trying, because obviously with me and Moses, we've done this dance a few times, so I have to think a little bit more outside the box with him now, because I'm like, okay, he's done it this way, he's done it that way, so he's actually the tough one out of the 3 that I've got to focus on, because he's the main one for the past however long it's been now that I've been going against him. So he's my toughest challenge out of the three.
All right, Moses.
Strategy wise, I really, you know what? I tell everybody I wing these whole things, and I don't. They're so planned out. It's not even funny. I plan to do three things in this battle, and that's the number one thing is to prove that I can get past Nikola. That's number one. Everybody else to me is irrelevant. I may tell you something different, but guess what? That's in the heat of the moment. That's part of the strategy, part of me being a mastermind. But in all reality, pulling that curtain back, doing the gorilla, if you will, Nikola is my biggest adversary. Is that the right word?
Yes,
Enemy,
yeah.
whatever. There you go. And so she's number one. Getting past her is number one. The new guy, I ain't worried about the new guy. He's what is he? The money maker? That's fantastic.
Money maker,
I've been
Chris.
there. I've made money. So I'm just excited to see what he brings. I mean, do I consider him a challenge? I consider him a threat, but I don't consider him a challenge. He's standing in my way. And then there is the guy behind the mask, and the second thing I plan to do is expose him. He plans to expose himself. I'm gonna expose him for a fake. You're great behind a mask, and you're great when you got 45 seconds of talk time. But let's see you go the length and creativity that I go. Not somebody telling you, no. I don't want to hear from people. I want to hear from you. And if you're listening to this, and I hope you are, if you don't bring me 3-4 minutes of heat from your mouth, you ain't in my league. And I'll tell you that to your face. And the third and final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one and only piece of gold that has eluded me since I've started this entire thing. I told Mike, it's been over 2 years since we randomly, no judges, no nothing, came up with 10 questions for ourselves, and I called him out, challenged him for his knowledge title.
Yep.
And ever since then, I have legitimately been on the hunger train of gold. I've won tournaments. I've won the knowledge belt. It's time for me to win the big dog. My time is now. I've said it before. What was it? I said it like a year ago. It should have been me. It should have been me. It's going to be me. And you could put that on a shirt.
Well, to follow up Dolph Marquez over here, I will say that, yes, it started 2 years ago with him challenging me for the knowledge title. And since that time, he's won the Promo Bowl. He's won the King of the Mic. He's won the knowledge title. He's won the predictions title. And to tie with me for Grand Slam, all he has to do is win the promo title and the Iron Bank contract.
Yeah. On the subject of Aleksandr as well, he had the most genius strategy in this tournament of making you want to know who he is, so you have to keep him going.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. No, I am not denying what this guy is bringing. He has kept me on the edge of my seat from the jump. But it's you're in the big time now. Suspense can only get you so far. It's time to put up or shut up.
I think I gave him shit when he first appeared. Actually, I know I did.
You didn't
I was like,
trust him.
"Who the hell are you? If you're anyone we don't like, I will kill you." Blah blah blah.
True.
Who
And
let
he
the
was
fox
like,
in the hen house?
You what?
Who let the fox in the hen house?
Right?
Yeah, I was like, no. And then eventually he was like, "Oh, I really like you, Demoness." And now I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna chop your
Bam,
fingers
buttered
off."
you up. Look what you did.
Exactly. Okay, I've got to kill him.
And look how we've ended up. He's now going to be one of your challengers for the title.
Exactly.
I know, and yeah, I've got some plans for him.
Yeah, when it comes to Aleksandr, we were talking earlier about how Chris, he's something original, he's something different, something that we haven't seen before, and Aleksandr kind of brings the same thing to the table. When usually in these promo competitions or these promo bouts, it's more or less a shit talking competition. And what Aleksandr, he's kind of doing the opposite, and he's doing what a promo is supposed to be and promoting something. And he said it from the beginning. He's going to promote himself from day one to the finals. And he's done it. And I think that's really interesting to see as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's a nice segue.
When he loses his head.
What was that?
I said, wait till after when he loses his head, then he won't be able to say too much. Oh, dear, will he?
Alexander's a nice segue because he does have a promo exhibition on the show with Moses. And we'll also have a quick word from Chris Durham as he spoke to Mike before the show. So let's take a break, and here's the promo exhibition.
Whoa. Before you cut to this promo, I don't want to hear shit about my hair. I'm going to leave it at that.
See for yourself.
So it has come down to this. A one-on-one exhibition match with the guy that hides behind a shiny mask. Aleksandr Rowen. Not to be confused with the man that we used to know as Eric Rowen. The giant red-bearded man. Ignore the hair because this is not what this is about. This is about PromoBowl and the fatal four-way for the Promo Championship. Now, you see, I'm not hiding behind a mask. I'm not hiding behind a thing. I was going to put like a hat in front of my face and be like, look at me. I'm Aleksandr Rowen. But I don't want to be that guy because the fact of the matter is I want to save all of this for when we actually do battle in said fatal four-way. I need you to fully understand what's going on. You have this one lovely gimmick that the second you're done, the second you decide to reveal yourself, you have given up all of your power. You have nothing more after that other than what you may call a silver tongue. But I assure you this, Mr. Rowen, you are nothing more than a wannabe mankind playing lots and lots of mind games. Calling people up in the middle of the night, showing them a picture of a chair with your shirt and that dumb mask. You use Amir's lines, and maybe you confuse a lot of people. Maybe you're an RWT original. Maybe you're Max Wrestling original. Maybe you're just some random fucking guy off the street that says, I could do this better than everybody else. And you know what? That may be true. But the proof is in the pudding. Right now, you do only have a couple wins under your belt. But it's time for the big one. I may not be the best at the big one, but I do elevate people. And I think this time, the only person being elevated is yours truly. I could cry, I could bitch, I could moan. I could say I should already be champion, but that's the truth. I should already be promo champion. It should be me. But there's a difference between me saying that and me meaning it, because the fact of the matter is, it will be me. Hope y'all ready for some fucking change!
I believe in ghosts. I believe in God. And I believe in miracles. But what I do believe is that the hacker Aleksandr Rowen is definitely the real deal. We may not know who he is, but pretty soon we're going to find out, aren't we?
I don't think you are who you say you are. So that begs the question, who are you? Well, I've narrowed it down to 3 people. The case could be made that you're Travis the Walker Anderson. The case could be made that you're Michael Larkin. But maybe, just maybe, because he seems almost desperate to regain the promo championship, maybe you are Moses Marquez.
Hell, who is Aleksandr Rowen? Like, I think it's the Butcher. Or it could be Mikey. Hell, could even be me.
So everybody's talking about Aleksandr Rowen, and just who he might actually be behind the mask. Some say Mir, some say Robert Davis. And let me tell you this, Crazy Eyes will tell you who he is, and Mir ain't hiding behind nothing. I have no clue who you are, but I know you're in my way.
Aleksandr Rowen. A man who people think they know who he is. A man that likes to hack promos. A man who we don't know what he looks like. But for me, it doesn't matter what he looks like. It doesn't matter who he is, because I believe what he says he is. He is a man that is unstoppable. He is a man that keeps you on your toes, and he is a man that makes the hair on your neck stand up. Aleksandr Rowen is a force to be reckoned with.
Maybe we've seen him before.
Aleksandr Rowen. Do I know who you are? No. Do I care? Hell no. Who do I think you are? That's easy. You're me. So if you're me and I'm you, and they all watch things we do and like a smack the spike, you threw us down the stairs. Haven't felt like this in years. The great magnet of malicious magnificence refuse. Let me go. And punch me into the dead spot again. Remember, everything you do is just everything that I've done.
Aleksandr Rowen's identity is a mystery. He's an entity and should remain that way until he is ready to reveal himself. But I do not believe that it is the return of somebody we haven't seen in a long time. He walks among us, and maybe one day he'll walk with the shape. Or maybe he already has. One thing is certain. When the time comes, he will shock the entire promo order.
Aleksandr Rowen, you have been wanting everyone to predict who you are. I know who you are. You're a man that I do not want to go up against. Have fun. Best of luck.
Aleksandr Rowen. We do not care who it is or who it might be. You want to know why? Because every fate is the same. You will be ended the same as the rest of the mortals, so we do not care who you are. Everybody dies.
He is a man of mystery. A mystery that will soon be solved.
come for the king, he best not miss. Max Wrestling presents Promo Series 5 Enemy Lines, November 19th. Go to maxwrestlinguk.weebly.com for more information.
Well, if you're the shape, show me something.
Maybe a couple of years ago I could have. But look at that.
Steady as a rock.
Yeah, but I cut promos with this hand.
First and foremost, Chris, congratulations on getting into the Fatal 4-Way bout at Promo Series against the Demoness, the current reigning promo champion, the longest reigning promo champion, Moses Marquez, King Mo, who won this year's King of the Mic, and Aleksandr, who we don't know too much about. All we know is that he is a hacker, and he's very mysterious and very ominous. I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts about being in the Fatal 4-Way and thus being in the promo competitions and cutting promos thus far for Max Wrestling?
Thank you very much. It's been a very exciting experience for me. When you asked me to be a part of the PromoBowl, I was excited and I was a little nervous too because I had never done anything like this before. This was all brand new to me. I'd never cut promos or anything before. But it's been fun to come up with promos and be able to explore my creative side and step outside of my comfort zone and to reach the finals here and have a chance to claim the promo championship. It's just like unreal. It's like still like surreal to me that I'm here with this opportunity. It's been so much fun. I've enjoyed it even more so than I ever thought I would.
And do you have any final words to Moses Marquez, Aleksandr Rowen, and the current reigning promo champion, the Demoness?
Final words for my opponents. This is Moneymaker Chris. Always cashed in and you can bank on that. Aleksandr, Moses, Demoness. You better bring your A game because I have one goal in mind. And that's to walk out of the promo series as the promo champion. Demoness, your title reign is coming to an end. I'm walking out with the promo championship. And you can bank on that.
Okay, so the second part of the show, let's talk promo shop. We basically just put the word promo in front of everything on Max Wrestling.
It works. It works though.
It fits with everything. Promo toast.
Does. Promo toast.
Promo milk.
Sounds like a promo talk show in the morning.
It really does. It? Not Good Morning Britain. It's now toast or promo toast.
Promo toast.
So I wanted to give us a portion of the show to analyse the runners-up in the tournament because, as I've said before, the competition is so good and there shouldn't be any losers, but unfortunately there has to be. I mean, we've presented more opportunities in the PromoBowl with 3 winners, so let's start with Cypher. Travis, he's your boy, so what are your thoughts on Cypher in the PromoBowl?
He definitely stepped up. I think he could have completely won this entire damn thing if he kept that energy from his last bout. Oh, he kicked it off with so much energy and just that much entertainment. That whole promo is exactly why I brought him in and why I knew he could do great with these promos.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad finally stepping out of that shell and showing me personally the exact reason why I brought him in to begin with.
Yeah, my advice to Cypher would be to continue with the funny promos. They show off his confidence and his charisma, and there was only 1 point between him and Aleksandr from all 3 of us judges. I think if it was against anybody else, against a lot of other people, that promo might have won.
Oh, for sure.
Mike?
All right, so my thoughts on Cypher. Well, first and foremost, we got a happy anniversary coming up with him soon because in January he'll officially be 1 year doing these promos. Yay.
Out of his freshman year.
Hell yes. Well, his problem with the Phoenix...
Shut up, freshman.
Because when he faced the Phoenix, dude, he ran and I laughed just watching him run. It's very, very funny.
Well, yeah, I know I ran.
I think that one, the one against Aleksandr, and the one with Travis were my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
From Cypher.
Well, you're welcome for that one.
I think from
okay, Mister, take all the credit.
Oh, I'm going to take all the fucking credit on that one. It was all my shit.
He gave
that
his
was all
blood
my
to
idea.
I blood for this shit.
Blood for this shit. Okay, so
that is one of my favourite promos of this year. Was that him watching you get hit by a chair? That did make me laugh, even though I love you to pieces. It was fun watching you get hit by a chair.
You want to talk about facials? That facial, you turn around, you were like, "Oh shit," because he was coming full blaze at your head.
Well, that shit was scary. Oh, y'all have not met this guy in person. This is a big fucking dude. When me and Corey are the same age, and we've known each other since we were probably about 3 years old. When we were 5, I was getting his hand-me-downs because he's like so much bigger. They're like, he's always been such a big dude. So if you turn around and there's a big motherfucker coming at you with a chair, you're gonna be shocked.
And then you chop him in the chest.
There you go.
That was good.
On that one too.
No, it wasn't good because none of you guys know how to chop.
I
Watching more Walter.
Something like that.
Man, those chops on Ilya Dragunov don't even get me started anyway. So Cypher starting off the year against Teddy. Then he goes right into a position where he's going against Nikola to become #1 contender for the promo title. Doing his thing in King of the Mic. Doing his thing in PromoBowl. I think he's come a long way. And also this is where Moses, him being a dingus, comes into play. Because, dude, you were sitting in that car. You were doing your thing very passionate. You're like, how the fuck did you beat Travis in your Moses Marquez way with your tone of voice? And then what happened in that promo, man? He beat you.
He beat me.
I'm just saying.
It's fine. Understandable. It's just what happens.
I know.
Again, people are obstacles. And you know what? He did his thing. That started his, his little run because I'm with Trav. That last one that he cut against Aleksandr.
Yep.
Dude, legitimately cut the last 30 seconds of it and I lose every time. And probably Trav will lose every time. And Michael lose every time.
Yeah.
Because that was how you do a promo. But then it just kind of like fell on its face. So I don't do this often. So Cypher, I'm gonna give you one sweet piece of advice. Stop being the nice guy. I said it to you once. I'm not gonna tell you again. Stop being the nice guy.
No,
you could be a real threat in this entire thing.
Well, he's
that,
like
that
the one
advice worked for Mike.
that we have. He's like one of the one baby faces we have. God,
he's the gentle giant.
Yes.
Yeah, and I gotta disagree with you just slightly with that. He can still be that nice guy, but if he keeps that charisma, that energy, that excitement, that entertainment, and once he flipped that script and broke that character that he was doing, making fun of Aleksandr, he slipped back into his old self. He lost eye contact. He lost that energy. And I think that's what hurt it. If he can be that nice guy, but if he keeps that energy, he keeps that eye contact, he will be champion one day.
I'd have to agree with Travis on this because when I see him, he kind of reminds me. Well, the thing with him, and that's why I like Chris Maldonado because they got that swag because they're both rappers, they're both artists in their own right. But like Travis said, if he just keeps, he could still be nice, he could be the baby face, but just keep that energy. He's gonna do well. He's gonna do very well for himself going forward. I mean, we got King of the Mic again next year. We have more promo bowls. We have more exhibitions or expeditions if you're Broken Mo over here.
That's the thing.
And I hate Matt Hardy.
We got a 4 or 5 month off season now where it's just exhibitions and title matches. So knock yourselves out.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Own your skills.
With Corey, I've got one thing to say. He was the only one out of everyone that brought the whole light thing to light, the darkness versus the light. That was the one thing I was proud of him for. The first time he was going against me, and the first thing he did was go, right, I'm taking you to church. And I loved that whole thing because I was like, well, people don't think I can go in churches, but I can play in graveyards. Why not? Fuck it. So I did, for Cypher, that was so... He's just gone better and better and better every promo. That's my opinion of him anyway.
And he had the balls to call out Brittany Savage.
That he did.
Oh, yeah.
He shooted his shot in that promo. Goodness.
Okay, like we said, his initial opponent in the tournament was Phoenix.
Yep.
Phoenix is a very interesting subject. He's always been seen as the underdog because he's known more for his knowledge than his promos. I think there is something missing though. He's got a lot of the pieces together. He knows the gimmick, the paint job's on point. His rhythm and flow has massively improved.
He's learned how to mic himself.
Yeah, we know he can be quiet, and I think that's because he does his promos in the dead of night, in all honesty.
That's fine. He's told me he does them as well at night.
To be honest,
he goes, I do them like you in the dark. I'm like, oh, okay.
I only had one complaint in the last promo, and that's that it was very similar. It was almost identical to his previous work, and like I said, the confidence and belief in his gimmick have greatly improved, but I think he needs to mix it up a little bit. Every promo needs to be different to stand out.
He does a better paint job than me. I'll give him credit for that. He does a better paint job than I do.
I wonder if he does that in the dark as well.
Maybe.
I've done it in the dark before, and trust me when I say it doesn't work out very well.
Well, Moses, Phoenix is one of your rivals, so what do you say on Phoenix?
I'm with you. I think Phoenix he's started to hone his craft, and he's gotten a lot better. Like he's become a real staple, if you will, in the promo league, in the promo spectrum. God bless you, salute, whatever you say. But yeah, no, I do have quite a rivalry with him. I thought my big rivalry, knowledge-wise, was going to stay against Mike forever, but it turns to be Phoenix because I swear to you, and it's happened on, I think, the last two specials, every question he's gotten, I've known, and vice versa. And it's really like if we could legit look at each other, we'd be like, really? Again? This is how we're doing this? And that seems to be our merry-go-round. But I have another opportunity, at his knowledge title, and which, you know what? I'm sure when I take that thing off him too, he can focus more on the promo game, and he can get better at that too. I'm helping you help me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, speaking of helping him, I think Travis has given him a couple of pointers in the past. So, Travis, what about Phoenix?
I don't want him to be mad at me when I say this.
It's promo shop. That's what this is for. It's constructive criticism.
Oh, yeah. The best way I can say it is I want him to take a dip in the Lake of Reincarnation.
Boo! The Lake of Reincarnation.
It sucks.
So you don't like the demon gimmick?
So you want him to come back out as a hurricane? Got it.
We have a demon. We have the Demoness. And that's been my biggest thing is I want to see something original. I want to see something different. Now, if he wants to go with the dark side, like that, that's fine. He has the creativity. He has the flow in his words. But what is a drawback for me is it's another demon gimmick. And that kind of bothers me. He's been doing it. Naturally, of course, the Demoness here. She does her thing. Then Mike Jolly even tried to do a demon promo and demon gimmick. So I don't want it to be seen like I don't want it overdone. And like if you're gonna come in, it needs to be something original. You know what I mean? And so I think he needs to look at it. Yeah, I think he just needs to look at that gimmick and like if he did what he's been doing meets like Zach Herring, I think that would be like a very interesting.
The prettiest demon you know?
No, just the intellectual aspect. He has that voice where I think he could just pull off like a great, like intellectual, like dark son of a bitch. You know, I think he could pull that off, and I think that would be interesting to see. It would be different, and I think he just needs to be revamped a little bit.
Well, maybe
His confidence has definitely gotten bigger as well. Oh, so that's a huge plus.
We do call him our demon cousin for a reason.
Maybe we'll get a little bit of a change at PromoMania because, of course, he's up against the Shape.
I can't wait to see that.
Well, like you said, you wanted Demon versus Demoness, so I'm assuming you're going to defend the gimmick.
Of course. Always.
All
Definitely.
right.
But no, I will say the same. Like, I agree with what Travis was saying, but I did notice this year a lot more dark characters did appear. So there was a lot more demonic, and there was a point, I'm not going to lie, where I sat there going, stop copying me in my demon phone. But then I kind of was like, well, it's fine if people want to do it, but if you're going to do it, execute it. Don't kind of pull it back a bit, because that was a lot of what they were doing. It was more, we're scary, and then we're going to pull this back again, and we're going to be more normal kind of thing, like I'm doing right now. Instead of being all evil and cackly, I'm more me, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've been champion for over 200 days. Maybe people are thinking darkness is the only way to fight darkness.
That's true. We never know. Maybe evil versus evil. We shall see. We shall see. There, Moses. Take a hint. Go evil. You might beat me that one.
You see, I tried that one time, and all it did was to lead to bad things for those that remember the Crippler.
No, but if you go a bit darker and let me teach you how to, then maybe,
we almost got there with the Constantine thing at Trivia Takeover.
Yeah.
We did. I did love that. Moses worked really hard, and he talked to me about it before, and I was like, yeah, do it. That's going to be
If
something.
I had like 2 more days, I bet you I would have did way better.
Yeah, it was kind of last minute you came up with the idea, unfortunately.
It happens. Spark of
I thought it
creativity
was
comes
great.
late. You live, you learn.
You do.
Mike, what do you have to say about Phoenix? So obviously, he's one of your former rivals as well.
Pass. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, damn.
No, I'm kidding. I think when it comes to Phoenix, as someone who has feuded with him over, 3+ years for the Knowledge title, then he takes it off me, and where he's doing now at the Knowledge title, I've been enjoying that. I think before I get to the promos, because Moses was talking about taking it off of him, he does have a hell of a challenge in his first challenger, that being Alex Dorio. So, I mean, if anybody's going to compete with him, Taker Knowledge, you got Alex Dorio of the Talk Taker podcast. But as far as promos go, I've been enjoying what he's doing. I think, sometimes I say, shut the fuck up, but sometimes I think he needs to speak the fuck up, and it would be great. That's the only thing that I could say. But as far as Phoenix goes, I like his confidence, and, I mean, Travis was talking about, it's very similar with the demon aspect, and like you talked about Mike Jolly going demon, I mean, we are in that type of season where I don't see as far as Mike Jolly going demon, because, we all are going to have a holly jolly Christmas, but I digress. So it's one of these things. It's one of these things where I look at a person like the Phoenix, right? He's stepping into his own thing. Welcome to my domain. I mean, Daz, as we've known him for over years when he would cut promos on the show, not from a video standpoint, but from on the show, from an audio standpoint. He has been the demon of the Welsh Valleys.
I mean, before we started doing video promos, he cut more audio promos than anybody else because he kept losing the trivia.
That is true. That is very true. But he's also always had the nickname, the Demon of the Welsh Valley. So we get to see that encompassed with Phoenix. I like it. I think he's just going to continue to progress. But all I can say is just speak the fuck up and just continue to stay on his grind and do what he's doing. But yeah, no, he adds a little bit of flavor to it. He's got his own little darkness, his own little niche, if you will. So all I just got to say about Phoenix is keep on keeping on.
Like I said, he knows the gimmick. He just needs to find that missing piece to amp it up a little bit. So Moses, your first opponent in this tournament was Daniel Crimmins. He made his return to promos with an exhibition against Mike, and he really brought something different in that bout with his darker gimmick, like we said. But we got a more traditional promo against you, which of course wasn't enough to beat you. Do you think that's where he went wrong?
I don't think that's where he went wrong. Okay. See, I love DC. I love DC. I do. He's my guy. I feel like he was like, this was one of those things. It was like, dude, like wrong place, wrong time. You were coming at a guy who was hungry as can be, and no matter the creativity, I think that just my straightforwardness, I guess, to be blunt or whatever, was just too much. It was going to be too much. I tore the man a new one, and I still feel bad, kind of. But
he did kind of go for your juggler too.
He did. He likes to. Everybody likes to bring up the past. I don't know why, but it is what it is, and that's fine. I mean, he did all he could to try to get the W, which is I expected nothing less from DC, and he tried his damnedest, and his damnedest was not enough. I don't think he went wrong anywhere. I felt like his match was against a brick wall, and he was going to lose.
Mike, like we say, you brought him back to promo competition. What are your thoughts?
I gotta say, as someone who has judged with him, and he wanted this bout with me for a while because I kept telling him I'd kick that ass, spank that ass, give him this pound, and he gonna learn today. It's one of those things where I look at it from Daniel Crimmon's standpoint. You know, he had to prove something. I think I brought a little something out of him on the Promo Slam Kickoff show, which I'm glad, because he was very happy afterwards, and he thanked me, and I said, you're welcome, Dan, anytime, and I know he wants a round 2 with me. But I also look at it from a standpoint of, dude, don't go dark, because he tried his thing with the seer. He'd be whistling while he works. He had the candle in the wind over there, Promo Slam. He's doing his thing. But it's one of those things where if he could just be a straight shooter, not stumble and bumble it over the words, but we all do it. It happens, you know what I'm saying? If he could just find that straight shooter type of thing that he's doing, because we hardly see that a lot, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's got their own little niche, their little character to them. But if he could just find that flow and straight shoot and just bring a little bit more intensity and a little bit more flavor to it, I think he's got it. I think he's on the right path, but just for whatever you do, don't go dark again. Don't start whistling the whole 9. If I wanted to hear a whistling promo, I'd listen to the Revolution and Cowboy James Storm. You know what I'm saying? Sooner or later, God will cut you down. I digress. But yo, Daniel Crimmins, keep shooting, keep doing your thing. Add a little more intensity to it, and he's got it in the bag. Add a biatch, and I think you got it, to quote Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah, I think he'd make a great heel.
Yep.
So Jarvis, you've got him at the Maxis.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hey, just like what Larkin said, you know, when Dan went up against Larkin, it brought something out of Dan. When he went up against Moses, it brought something out of him again, and that's what I'm hoping to do again. And with him is I want to bring even more out of him and just give him the chance to show people that he can be a force to be reckoned with if he so chooses. That's the one thing that I love about all of us on the call right now. When somebody goes up against any of us, it's usually one of their best promos. Mm-hmm. Like me going up against Nikola, or Nikola going up against any of us, or like the people on this call are one of the top, like we're at the top of the list, you know, in my opinion. And like when Moses goes up against me, it's one of his best. When he goes up against Larkin, you see what I'm saying? And it just brings it out in them. And so hopefully maybe after me versus Dan, we'll get Dan versus Moses, or Dan versus Nikola, or Dan versus The Shape, and just continue to bring out the best in him so he gains that confidence. He gets that energy. He finds what it is that he is missing.
Yeah. Well, as far as the vote results go, I honestly can't tell you how it's going because it keeps changing every day. 1 minute it's tag team, next minute it's 5 minutes each, next minute it's 2 gimmicks. Which one would you prefer?
Well, you know, me being having so many gimmicks, I could go with 2 gimmicks, or I would like the 5 minute.
All right. Well, if we don't get a tag team, we're obviously going to see that next year at Promo Slam. We're mixing it up a little bit. And
I'd
Demoness.
like to go against him again. Yes?
Yes, I was about to say, well, what do you think about Crimmins?
Sorry about that, Captain. I was lucky, or I wasn't lucky. When I first came in, he was here and then he left, but I still cut a promo on him and I cursed him. So he's still been pretty much cursed for the past however long it has been. But I've liked what he did. He did ask me about the dark gimmick and what I thought, would I think it would work and stuff like that. But I will say, so I agree with what Travis said, like depending on who you go against. Like when I first, and I don't mean this horribly, Travis, when I first went against you when I won the title, you brought that evil thing, whatever it was that was inside of me that came out, you brought that out. And also I've noticed, I'm hoping I bring the darkness out of each and every one I go against. Like with Moses the first time, he's come out more and more and more and more now. So there's more, he's got more aggression, he's very focused. So I hope I bring out something in everybody. But as far as DC goes, I like what he's doing. And I think the dark gimmick he should not do at all, really. Leave it to the experts.
Yeah, well, he's had almost a year to watch everybody else's promos, and he has watched every single promo because he was a judge. So yeah, he's had all that time to work on his own gimmick.
I will say one thing, though, because Nicola said it so eloquently. I mean, the promo climax last year, Dan left in his second bout after Robert Davis due to issues, which I understand. We all need that break. But god dang, man, then Nicola comes out here and is the only one to cut a promo on him. Everybody else took the bye, but here comes Nicola out of the darkness, just cutting a promo on him and the whole nine. But yeah, and I know he definitely wants another exhibition with you. But then again, if you all know Daniel Crimmins, he wants an exhibition with everyone. Cheat, plug.
And
I'd like to see what he'd do with me, though. That is something I'm curious about. But on the other scale, I'm like, is he just going to bring out the whistle? I called it the whistler. I was like, okay, is he just going to whistle at me and tell me he's going to bury me or something? That's what but I'd hope he'd what's the right word? I'd hope he'd bring his inner darkness out, kind of thing, not just sit there and I'd like to see a lot more of what he can do.
I gotta tell
Release the beast, they put it.
Dazzy Dangerously, before you speak, I gotta add something to this. You know what that is, Dazzy Dangerously? I don't know if you notice this or not, but obviously, you know he has these candles in these promos, right?
Yeah.
I gotta say, candles on the wind. He's kind of, dare I say, he's got a little bit of a Lance Romance kind of in him. You know, some lights, some candles. Next, you got rose petals on the bed. You go, Daniel Crimmins, you play.
Well, that combined with his music, you know, the Druids, I did kind of get like a kind of Renaissance Gothic feel to his promo.
Yes, but then and again, maybe there's a lover, not a fighter under that. You heard what I said, man. Rose petals on the bed, man. He's lighting the candles. You go, Daniel Crimmins. Next, he's going to go on a picnic.
Right, if he starts playing the song that Get It On, that's not a good thing. Just
hey, man, somebody put out some Marvin Gaye. Get some sexual healing up in this bitch, man. Hey, you go.
As Moses pointed out in his promo against Daniel, you know, he does have a victory over Moni Lynn, and it's not an easy thing to do. Not a lot of people manage to get past Moni.
I didn't put on a dress, which is the only problem that I had about that, man.
You should have put a dress on. I remember that conversation.
Hey, you may as well, Mike. We've seen you in the shower.
Oh, yeah, that is true. That is true.
All right. The next person we need to address is a real tough one because for me, I hate to see him lose, and I always feel like he has the worst possible luck in terms of who he's against. Especially this year, that being Mike Jolly. He's got the passion, and he can absolutely spit fire. It was just so unfortunate in the PromoBowl that he was drawn up against Aleksandr, who came in with all this mystique. And as we said before, the ultimate weapon of people wanting to find out who he is. And let's be honest, if Aleksandr hadn't advanced, we would be sitting here right now probably with no idea when we would find out his identity.
Sitting on pins and needles we would be.
Yeah, who the hell is it?
It's
me, Austin.
It was me.
Alright, so this is going to be a long one because, of course, we kind of butted heads after he left the PromoBowl. So as far as Mike goes for me, I know when I judged that particular bout, there was 1 point between them again, and the only reason for that was the flow. Mike tripped just a little bit, and that's not a criticism because he wasn't really cutting the promo. He wasn't portraying a character. He was in a real horrible situation and just spoke openly, and that can be a good thing. Real life can be incredible fuel for these things, but he had the option to postpone, and he decided to go ahead with the match. So I have no idea if Mike will pick up the mic again, and I'll let you guys say what you think in the moment. But I think this 6-month off season now is the perfect opportunity for somebody like Mike Jolly, because there's no more tournaments until June. These next 6 months are completely open for people to come and have promo exhibitions without the risk of losing. So, Moses, I believe you've addressed Mike in your recent promos. Any thoughts?
Mike is a guy that when he first started, I was just like, okay, this is a new entity. Like, we need to pay attention. And it feels like it's one of these things where he shows up, he says his promo, and then he's gone. And that's fine. I understand we are competitors. This is something that, we take very seriously. And as you pointed out, his last promo wasn't exactly a promo. He was talking from the heart. He was in a very dire situation. For the love of God, the city around him was burning. This thanks to these crazy wildfires out here. And it sucks because Mike Jolly is a guy that I personally wouldn't mind, going against. And I hope he comes back. I hope he gives this thing a shot, because when it is exhibition season and the wins and the losses don't matter, you're out there to hone your craft, sharpen your blade, like I said earlier. You can go out there and you can learn what works for you, what doesn't work for you, where can you turn up some creativity. Now is the time to come with it. If he comes back, I'm open for like a shot with him. Like, the idea, and trust me, this is coming from a guy that I think not 15 minutes ago we had said that I was getting ready to walk.
Yeah.
This is something you can't just walk, or you're gonna take those lumps, and they hurt. Trust me, I know they hurt. They suck. You feel like everything's one-sided. That's when you as a competitor need to find out, what are you doing right? What are you doing wrong? What do they like? What do they hate? Then you can adapt. And trust me, I can see it in your eyes. You have that ability to adapt and turn it on. Stop getting in the way of yourself. Get your butt back here. Let's see you in the exhibition season. If you show up, I'll be your first opponent.
Yeah, I'm not going to put any hurdles up against the champion having exhibitions if you are champion during the off season.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, I just realised as well, nobody on this call has faced Mike Jolly.
I have.
Oh, yes, you did.
I called him out back in the league.
Yeah, my bad.
Is that when he did the Wolfman gimmick? Or whatever kind of Wolfman gimmick?
Wolfman gimmick?
Yeah, in one of his promos.
Wolf in London?
Right, no, I think in one of his, I don't know if it was his last one, but he did this. He had makeup on. I think he either called himself the Wolfman or Demon or something.
Oh, that was the one with Teddy and the King of the Mic.
That's it, that one. And I was like, what? Yeah, I was really confused, but I liked it all the same. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that you gave him a match because he was waiting for somebody to call him out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It was also during the time where we had just so many new people, new faces, and I just wanted to give them the chance to let people see who they are, and just give them a little bit of shine and spotlight for a minute. And I really, really enjoyed Mike Jolly's promos. I don't know what it is that he can do different. There's really not much advice that I can give him. It's just like what you said, Dazzy, is just the person he's been up against just gets it by a hair each time. It's so close each and every time. I'm just stuck exactly where you and Moses are. Everything y'all said, I completely agreed with.
I understand one thing though that everybody should learn from this little discussion on how to get better when it comes to promos. creativity goes a long way.
Yeah.
Your skill, your promo talking may be at a 10, but that creativity is definitely that extra little step up. So, if you think Mike's good, and I think he could be good to go too, bust out some creativity. Just put on a dumb weird filter in the background, add some music, something. Creativity goes a long way.
And flow is very important as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to practice your shit.
And
We've
again,
all done it.
he also had the balls to call out Brittany Savage.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting his shot.
He's shooting his shot at a boy.
I think that's a nice segue to Mike because, of course, you are facing Brittany Savage next.
Okay, so with Mike Jolly. So Mike Jolly, host of the Washington Wrestle Talk podcast, is someone who knows Mike the most out of each and every one here. That's who he is, the oddity, the heavy metal Jesus that he is. That's Mike's personality and persona. One of the things about Mike is, I will say this, he's got that dark vibe about him. I've seen him cut promos against the likes of Delight De La Cruz and a lot of people, and Trisha Black, who he's gone against as far as like mixed wrestling goes and stuff that he's done on Twitter. So for me, I'm like, dude, you got to get involved with this. Let's have some fun. Let's do the damn thing. And I mean, he came in, he took on Cypher. He took on the Munchkin from Munchkin Land. That is Brittany Savage. Hi, Brett. So we've seen.
Damn.
So we've seen him do his thing against Corey, Brittany. We've seen him do his thing against Teddy. We've seen him go in there and do the damn thing against each and everybody that he does. He's very smart. He's very intelligent. But for me, like you guys so eloquently put it as well, it's the flow, because sometimes he stumbles over his words, and sometimes he just walks around. He does his hair thing because he's got a lot of hair on his head. I'm not talking about hair on the musical, but he flips his hair. He's got that darkness about him. He likes the heavy metal vibes, and that's him doing his thing. But if I could just give one piece of advice, work on the flow, because sometimes he stumbles over his words, sometimes he repeats himself. But for me, the only thing with him is flow. I like his approach of him just being darkness, because that's really what he is, and incorporating a lot of the stuff, because he's the son of a promoter. He talks about Portland wrestling, so he encompasses his own very being an entity in his promos. But if I could only give one piece of advice, it would be the flow, don't you know? And also because we have to go on him about his name, Jolly, Holly, Jolly Christmas, Jolly Ranchers, Jolly, Ollie, man, hey Arnold, up in this bitch, Mike Jolly.
He's going to hate you for that, man.
Cats like the butter, don't you know?
First and foremost, that is my friend right there, man. And if he wants to hate on me, he can hate on me. He can put the blame on me, Akon style, but that is my buddy. So, yeah. Hi, Mike.
Yeah, I think stumbling a little bit on your words is easy to do when you're just off the cuff. So I think planning goes a long way as well.
Yeah,
think about what you're going to say.
Problem. With all the listeners that we get, and me doing Max, everybody knows that I have a bit of a speech impediment, and I stumble on my words like a motherfucker. That's why in my promos, it takes me about 15, 20 damn tries before I can get it all out.
Well, remember, all these guys in WWE, their shit's written for them these days, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody going off the cuff anymore, bro. This ain't the 80s.
Unless, of course, you're Cody Rhodes, you can just pick up a mic and
spit
MJF. Gold. Or MJF, yeah.
Or you could be a caricature with a crooked smile.
Well, yeah.
I mean, sorry, what?
Asshole. I'm sorry, that wasn't even a sneeze.
No, that really weren't, was it, mate? I'm going to say one thing. You're saying about preparing for promos. You all know that I don't just sit in front of the mic. I take you all on the little adventures. So with planning, it takes freaking weeks for me to do that. Especially when I was doing it with my minion, Demon R. It was, we'd both be scared. I get what you mean by you have to plan it. You have to prep it. All right, no script, obviously, but I think the way I do it, I put the makeup on and that is it. She vents. That's how it works for me. And that's how it always works with
to each
Rafe as well.
own.
Exactly. So, all of us work really hard for these promos. It doesn't matter which one of us it is. Everyone puts in the time. But I think with Mike Jolly, he needed to put a little more time into it. And maybe, like we said, like Travis just said about having to do it over and over again. Trust me when I say it, I have had to do every one of them at least 8 or 9 times without getting caught or being put in the newspaper because there's a demon in the park doing something. Fuck knows what she was doing. So I wasn't in the paper though, but there was something that said, "Why was there a crazy woman on a swing?"
I would just like to say
there's somebody walking down the road carrying chains.
Oh, I've done
That's a woman
with the freaking chains. We're walking down the road and I've got them both. I thought I'd hid them in my pocket and they're very heavy chains. So I'm walking down the road with them and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I've got chains on me. I'm dressed up as a demon. I don't look cuckoo and need to go into nut house, do I really?
Somebody called the Bobbies.
Well, someone wanted to call something, but they didn't, luckily.
Just tell me you're a big Darby Allin fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
What were you going to say, Mike?
I was going to say somebody called the Bobbies. Oh, but no. What was I going to say after that? Sorry. Yeah, no. All right. So as you guys know, I like to be funny. I like to be serious, and I like to get that dark edge out. And sometimes I like to go in the shower. Thank you for reminding me of that dangerously.
Sometimes you go in there all the time, bud.
Hey, man, that is true. I'm just talking about promo-wise. Sometimes you got to let it all hang out. Refresh yourself. Naked.
How you doing?
How you doing? Keep it moving. How you doing? So it's one of those things where I look at it from a standpoint is sometimes someone also who does stumble over his words at times from a lot of neurological things that I won't get into, but hey, it happens. It's one of those things where I have to do it a couple times, and I also have to try not to laugh at myself when I'm staring into my camera, just going all buck wild. But after a while, and as someone who wasn't a promo guy in his own right when I started in 2018, you just got to earn that confidence and just keep on doing and keep on keeping on. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do it over and over again, Nelly to McGraw style. And you'll get there. So I think with Mike Jolly and everybody, just keep honing your craft, and like Moses so eloquently put it, just keep doing the damn thing.
Yeah. So Chris Maldonado, Mr. Lankin, you brought him back. So
Evolution's fucking beautiful, bruh.
I will come to you in a second. For me, it was great to see him back. I think it's great that he and Teddy are now 1-1, so we're going to have a rubber match down the line somewhere. Yeah. And he, just like Mike Jolly, had the bad luck of running into Moses, who has all the momentum this year. I think Chris only lost out on points for visual quality and creativeness. We know we can cut a promo, and we know he has the gift of the gab, but there's so much character work going on with Demoness, with Moses and Travis and Aleksandr and Phoenix. It kind of needs to be more than speaking from a car nowadays. Mike?
Yep.
All right, I'll go first.
Hey, we had a former champ that used to win from his car all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll get to that because that was going to be my question for you, which I'll say after I talk about Chris. Okay, so Chris Maldonado, Evolution's fucking beautiful, bruh. One of my favorite people. I asked him, I texted him because he doesn't really do social media for reasons, and I'll say that. I'll just leave it at that. So I'm like, Chris, you want to do this? And he goes, sure. I'd love to get back into that. So that's where we have him now at the PromoBowl. I have spoken with him more, and he said he'll be open to doing exhibitions. He'll be open to doing King of the Mic, what have you, because he wants to get back into it, which I'm so happy about because from an artist standpoint, he's very creative. Hooligan Zoo Crew, Moses, as you know.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. He's one of those guys that he could just spit. He could be fire with it, whether it's from a car. That's what he does. I think what you see is what you get with Chris. I don't know much advice I could give him, but the quality is he does it from his phone. So he's just like, yo, I'm gonna hop in the whip. I'm gonna use the language. I'm gonna hop in the whip, and then I'm gonna do my promo. Then I'm gonna go to work. That's how he sees. That's how he views it. But in those 2 minutes or whatever he gives you, you know what I'm saying? It's a nice little swag on 100,000 megawatts with it. So when it comes to Chris Maldonado, I would just say the visual, like you stated, with the phone. But yeah, I mean, I got nothing to say about that, man. Evolution's fucking beautiful. He's got that swag. He brings his real life into it because where he is from, there's a lot of gunshots. Somebody got to die. If I go, you got to go. Somebody got to die. Let the gunshots blow. Notorious B.I.G. on that bitch. So yeah, Chris Maldonado, bruh.
Mike is surprisingly not as white as you think he is.
Yeah.
I'm like Steve Martin and bringing down the house with Queen.
All I know is Mike is invited to all the carne asada.
You know what? Mike is John Cena from 2004.
Hey, I'll take that, man. What you talking about, kid?
Random dudes in the crowd.
Yo. Then I'll end it with every promo like you used to do. Y'all could suck my. Then friggin' the mic to the crowd, man.
When she done stealing from you, she comes to tickle my funny bone.
Yes, thank you, Sable. Oh my God, that dude was the shiznit.
Even kid fans have seen it, don't even know the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Yo, we talked about it on the show, man. Friggin' he comes back against Elias and nobody says a damn thing because they were too young or weren't even born yet to see the Doctor of Thugonomics.
I think I had told you guys this. I had like in-laws and people here, and there was two people that popped for John Cena back in the day, and it was me and my brother. Everybody else is like, "What the fuck is he wearing?" And I'm like, "Get the hell out of my house."
Get the fuck out!
I'm like, I'm not gonna like. Are you for real? Like you know, stupid rainbow colors. I salute, never give up, asshole John Cena. But you don't know the fucking Doctor of Thugonomics.
You don't know that he had a rap CD called "You Can't See Me," which Daz and I both have, and we're not ashamed to say that we do. Ain't that right, Daz?
It's fire.
It's the shit.
I'm about to say, I'm not gonna lie, I bought it too. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, it's here and there.
I used to have it.
You used to have it. What happened? Why'd you get rid of it?
Well, I didn't actually have the disc. One of my neighbors did, and I downloaded and saved it to my Xbox. Not Xbox 360 or anything like that.
Oh, the old school,
Xbox.
baby.
Yeah.
It's the joint, baby. Gotta make it loud. Let me hear some noise from the crowd.
So, Demoness, unlike Moses and Travis, you haven't faced Chris. How the hell would Demon versus Rapper go?
Start rapping. Start beatboxing, Nicola.
I'm not rapping. I know I wrote a silly one last night, but I'm not repeating that because I was in clearly a weird mood. But
do you know what? You remember in the climax last year when Mike made everyone freestyle?
Yes.
Yeah, he did it to me for weeks. He was getting me to practice how to do a Demoness chant or whatever.
She even said she's a bomb-ass bitch. I got her to say bomb-ass bitch, and I felt proud of myself.
Yeah, last night I did. I don't remember it word for word, but
and she's a crazy-ass bitch. Boom. He added the boom to it. Very nice.
At the end, I was like, Demoness out. Boom. Yeah.
Before she speaks, I don't mean to cut her off. She was like, Spanky McSquirrel raping's dog, a rat-a-chat-chat. John Cena, Brian Kendrick. All right.
Whoa.
Was I?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
I didn't threaten to spank no one, no. Just pointing that out. Didn't threaten to spank no one. As far as Chris Maldonado goes, yeah, how do I feel about going against a rapper? Well, I went against Teddy, and that was awesome. So he would be a tough one, I think, to go, because I've seen what he's done against everyone else before. Because it's not always been in his car, has it? He does it in his house and wherever else. The same
Yeah,
as
he did one in bed.
Yeah, who does that?
Oh, we know a guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we do, don't we? Yeah, we do know a guy that does
How
that.
are we?
But I think it'd be interesting to go
Talking
against
about him
him.
too much, you
He's
may
very.
Like Beatles.
Yeah. Hey, don't nick my middle name. That's the Demoness's middle name. Beetlejuice. I'd like to go against him, but yeah, it could be cool to see what he'd do. Would he actually? That's what I like. I hope I do is bring out the darkness. I'd like to see them bring out our inner demons. That's what I want to see more people doing when it comes to the demon, just to release that anger and for them to kind of go into themselves and bring the inner one out, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's what I
Mike,
hope.
you said Cypher was the ultimate babyface, but no, that's Chris Maldonado. He speaks 2 languages, English and smiling.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. He's got that smile on his face. That's true. But I gotta say, with him, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to people, because he's faced Teddy twice now, we gotta get the rubber match, like you mentioned. Whether he would go against that other guy, or whether he would go against Moses, you know what I'm saying? He could spit, he could flow, as we saw in those promos. But it's one of the things, too, yeah, he's got that smile on his face, but he was on the other side, but he could also look at you intently, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, if you cross me, I'm a mollywop your ass. And yes, Chris Maldonado gonna mollywop that ass. So, yeah, I wouldn't say all smiles, and it's not a sunshines and rainbows, Dazzy Danger. Not all sunshines and rainbows. But, you know, he could go out there and just, you know, intently, verbally put it in that ass. So, yeah.
You used to fit right here in my hand.
You know what I gotta say to that? It's all right. It's all right. No, little Marie. It ain't
all right.
Wow.
Finally, Teddy P. Again, wow, like you just said, he evolved so much, and he really showed up in King of the Mic. I felt like he had the passion to win. But I don't know if it was the defeat to Moses in the final or not, but it didn't really feel like the same Teddy showed up to face Chris. Demoness, you have some history with Teddy. How do you feel about Teddy's exit in the first round?
I thought he was going to go a lot further than he did. I always call him, his nickname for the Demoness is a Spawn, but he kind of gave himself that nickname. So I was like, okay, you're my Spawn, fair enough. But, I think I actually thought he was going to win. I don't mean any disrespect, Moses. I did think that he was going to go a lot further than he did. And he definitely brought it a lot more. So too. Oh, I know. He's come out of his shell and he's come a long way. So I'd like to see him come back and just, take over kind of thing. He's got it there. I just don't know why he went kind of more quiet when it came to Moses, whereas Chris, he was basically going, I own your ass, basically.
Mm-hmm. Intimidation. It goes.
That's the right word. Thank you.
I intimidated the crap out of him.
No, you said you defeated him in the King of the Mic final.
That's true.
You did.
I mean, I like Teddy. Let me reframe that. I love Teddy P. That's my guy. That's one of my guys. Like, that was one of those guys that we had a randomly negative interaction where he realized I was not somebody else. And then we've been cool ever since. I swear to God, that's the story. It's the best story ever. But as far as improvement, there's no improving like Teddy P. Teddy P is champion caliber every freaking time. He wants to be champion caliber. That's the only issue he has. He only turns it on when he wants to turn it on. If he had this thing turned on to 11 the entire time, I would have stood no chance. He would have blown right through that wall. But he didn't have that, and that wall for King of the Mic was unbreakable. And it is, and PromoBowl too. So Teddy P, I'm just saying, look out for Teddy P. He's one of those other guys that doesn't take L's well, and when he knows he can improve, he's gonna get it right, and he's gonna turn it on. Yeah, I just hope he keeps his foot on the gas. That's the only thing. Don't play not to lose, play to win.
When we decided to cancel, yes, he is. When we decided to cancel the Promo League, we were actually just going to do exhibitions, and then have title matches every now and then. And it was actually Teddy's idea to keep doing tournaments.
Was it?
Teddy's a tournament guy.
Yeah.
Teddy's the Kenny Omega of all of us.
I'll say it again. He's a badass. He's a badass, and I absolutely love that man. He's great. So yeah.
Mike, you have history with Teddy as well.
So in the first promo climax, my two victories were against Teddy P and Tony Kirkendall, and all I did in the Tony Kirkendall one was eat muffins, and I still won. So anyway, I digress. Going from Teddy P to the promo climax, and then going to face him in my first opponent in the promo climax too, and that's when I unleashed Larky Lark on SOM Bitch. So it was one of those things where you have to be fun, you have to be creative in what you do with Teddy. For me, in a way, it's kind of a crime that he did not win the King of the Mic, because what would have been very special about that, if he would have won, that would have been his first ever promo championship bout, and he's been doing this the same amount of time as we all have. So that would have been his first opportunity at the promo championship. Unfortunately, it did not suffice like that, but I think with Teddy P, you're going to get some fun stuff. Like, my favorite thing from the promo league was him telling Trippy Wolf, someone tell Riff Raff's cousin I accept, and then him and Trippy Wolf did their thing. We've seen him go against Mike Jolly. We've seen him go against Moses. He's just one of those people that's a veteran from the promo climax inauguration to where we are now. I say Teddy P, just keep doing what you're doing, because you're going to get that spotlight one of these days. So Teddy P is Teddy P. It's just Teddy P, doing what he does. The fact that, get a load of me, and everything that he says from his catchphrases. So, yeah, he's the man. I got nothing, and I got nothing to love for.
He was in the third promo bout that we had, visual-wise, against Robert Davis.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he's definitely a veteran. He's 7-10 at the moment on promos.
Yep. Is that the one where
Teddy P reminds me of Ishii. You know you're going to get one hell of a fight going in there, and he could absolutely be a world champion. It's just something's in his way.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's probably himself.
Was that the one where he fought Robert Davis and Robert Davis's shirt was off? Wasn't like Robert in his kitchen or something like that? Or was that was the one where he threw the cell phone or something like that? Yeah, I think he threw his cell phone down. Yeah, okay, one of those.
And yeah, it's crazy really. Like, looking at these 17 promos, he's never faced Travis.
Ooh.
That could be something for next.
Believe it or not, there are several people I have not faced yet.
That I believe.
Yep.
So I didn't get the chance to talk about Chris Maldonado.
I'm sorry.
So for Chris Maldonado, first things first, I fucking love that guy. He just makes me smile every time I see his face. I love him. I just wish that he came back a little bit sooner. That way he could build the momentum that he needed. Hey, because I feel like he does best when there's a storyline involved. So if he came back a little bit sooner and built like a feud with Moses or somebody, he could have definitely been in the finals for sure. Love that guy. And then with Ted, all of y'all just took the words out of my mouth on him. He's just such a great guy. I love him.
By the way, Travis, you are 12-9 on promos.
Ain't bad.
Nice.
Okay, any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
Well, I got one thing because I meant to ask him. So, Moses, with Amir doing his thing, you put some GIFs and put some photos in regards to you being a promo series and the fact that you're pretty much King Mo, like Sami Zayn King Mo. When are we going to get you and Amir, man? What are your thoughts on Amir just coming at you? Point blank.
Amir is the world's busiest man, for those that don't know. I know he's constantly working. He works so hard, I constantly see him on 1996 Monday Night Nitro. I mean, that's Teddy Long, but I swear to God, it's Amir in disguise. But
I'm here to get motherfucking paid.
Exactly. He's there to get motherfucking paid. So let me tell you something, bitch. If he wants to decide to come out of retirement to I guess, what is it? Put the boots back on, bring out RT Wrestler again.
AT Wrestler, not RT Wrestler.
What an AT Wrestler, then I'm all about it. I would absolutely love another shot at him, especially during this whole exhibition series that we're going through. I mean, he's a guy that when the whole promo thing started, I was like, I'm never going to be at his level. I'll never be at his level. And now I tell him all the time that I surpassed him. I that. When I first, I think, like, called him out, and before the whole AT Wrestler thing, without that, there would be no Jefe. Like, without me and Amir, there'd be no Jefe. Like, that was the only way I felt like I could compete. I'm like, I'm gonna need to get, like, just talk all kinds of Spanish, aren't I? And sure enough, and it worked. It worked. I am one of only a few people to actually beat Amir.
Yeah, and it was like, what, 2-3 weeks before Takeover, so you just snatched Amir versus the Demoness away from us.
Yes,
that's right.
He was so sad about that as well, because he messaged me saying, one thing I was looking forward to was going against you, and I was like, I'm sure it will happen one day.
Oh, it will. Trust me. He is busy, but he will never stay gone.
Yeah.
He wants to be locked. He wants to be locked in my where I locked Travis when I beat him. So he wants.
Yeah, but he likes the whole beating and the tying up kind of thing.
So I actually about a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, I actually got to talk to Emir. He gave me a call, and we talked for about an hour and a half or so. And he said that he still wants to be involved. He still wants to be around. He still wants to help out. but the only way he can make it happen is if it's just like if we make it as easy as possible for him, just very, very small effort. But he still wants to be involved.
Yeah, he keeps appearing every now and then.
Didn't he win with fucking cue cards like Sammy Guevara?
Daniel Crimmins and King of the Mic.
Daniel Crimmins.
Yeah, last time you saw him, he was in my promo. Nobody even knew that was Amir.
I didn't. I thought it was some alien dressed up, and then you went, "No, it's Amir." I was like, "Oh shit, what?
Bullshit!"
How did I not see that?
All right then. Well, that's going to do it for the return of Post to Post, and we probably won't have another one for a couple of months.
Yo, ho! Did y'all just hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, what was that? Is Aleksandr in your house?
Shut the hell up, you robot voice loser.
Is Aleksandr in your house and you're not telling us about it, Mike?
No, he's hacking in again.
He's hacking in.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. He'll lose his fingers if he comes near me.
Damn it. All right. Of course, we do have plenty coming your way, including your regular Max Wrestling every Thursday. This time next week, next Tuesday, is the Promo Series 5 pre-launch show. We'll be previewing the big event as well as the first two bouts in the Winner Stays On Gauntlet for the Knowledge Championship, as the Phoenix defends against Aleksandr and the winner defends against the Demoness. And Promo Series 5 Enemy Lines then comes your way 1 week from Thursday, November 19th, with a stacked card, including the final bout of the Knowledge Title Gauntlet with the champion defending against Moses. Moses also faces The Shape in a promo exhibition, while Mike faces Brittany Savage. And your main event is, of course, the Demoness defending the promo championship against Moses, Chris Durham, and Aleksandr Rowen in the microphone standoff.
Like a microphone standoff.
If that's not enough to look forward to, voting opens the following week for this year's Maxis Awards, which are very special this year, as the ceremony takes place on Sunday, December 27th. But you can already vote right now for the special stipulation between Daniel Crimmins and Travis the Walker Anderson. Go to maxwrestlinguk.weebly.com/DanielVTravis. Oh, and one more thing. The 300th episode of Max Wrestling is exactly 1 month away from today. December 10th. Be there. Mike, you normally go through everybody you've been talking to on Thursday, but of course you do have a big interview you just done, so go ahead and tell everybody about Shane Taylor.
Coming up on the Max Wrestling Podcast / On the Mic with Mike. You can check it out on my SoundCloud and on Max Wrestling. We got Ring of Honor superstar Shane Taylor. I've been wanting to get Shane Taylor on for a while. We finally made it work. We talked about everything that's going on with the Soldiers of Savagery, EC3, teaming with Keith Lee, the whole nine. It is a fun conversation, and Shane Taylor and I talked about Molly Wop. It is very funny. Check it out.
Yeah.
So much going on to end this year from hell. I've been the captain, along with Mike Larkin, Moses Marquez, Travis Anderson, and the Demoness. We will see you on Thursday, and this is the end of the line. Goodbye, everybody.
Speak the fuck up, Phoenix.
Hasta luego.
Adios.
4 years ago, I made my Max Wrestling Podcast special debut at Promo Series, and throughout that time I've had Knowledge Championship defenses, a Promo Championship defense, but this year is my toughest test to date.
Michael, how sweet, adorable, and cute is it that we have a promo bout coming up against each other? See, not only are we podcasters together, but we're friends, and because we're friends, that indicates that we know a lot about each other.
Brittany Savage, you've had an illustrious professional wrestling career. You've taken on the likes of Angelina Love, Velvet Scott, Jillian Hall, Maria Kanellis, Marty Bell, Veda Scott, Alicia Edwards, Sue Young, Heidi Lovelace, Allison Kay. The list goes on and on.
You have moves like Jagger. You can dance. Hell, we all know I can dance because you like to point it out every opportunity that you get. But let's not forget that I have skills that kills when it comes to cutting a promo. Hell, I am undefeated.
The names Brittany Carter and Brooke Carter are just like your career. History.
One of two things obviously are going to happen. Either you're going to defeat me, or I'm going to remain undefeated.
I am not that 17-year-old boy anymore, Brittany Savage. I am a man for the past 5 years who has put out content and who has talked to a lot of people, including you.
Your promo was in November, and I love nothing more than a good feast.
But for me, I'm looking to make history. See, this is not just a test for me. This is a test for you. This is the test to show that you can hang with Max Wrestling's finest.
See you then, bud.